From the dawn of mankind, we have looked up to the vast night sky and dreamed that someday we would find our place in the cosmos and build a new home among the stars. That day has come.
Ready, Rumble?
I'm ready.
All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and get into
all kinds of rumbling.
All right, we are going to be streaming some Aven Colony, and with me is Paul. What is your last name? How do I say your last name?
Tozer.
Tozer. And what is your official position with this game?
So I am one of the founders of the game, of Mothership Entertainment, and yeah. Sorry, I'm getting this delayed echo with the actual.
The actual stream.
Yeah, I think I need to turn down Twitch. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I always have to turn it off. And guys, anyone who are watching, if you notice something's out of whack audio-wise or video, do not hesitate to let me know in the chat room, and I'll make sure and try to get it best I can.
Yeah, so basically, I'm one of the founders of Mothership Entertainment. I'm the game designer. I also do a lot of the engineering, and I handle production and biz dev.
Awesome. So lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Seeing some buffering. Yeah, I'm seeing some buffering too. I'm not really sure why. Hopefully it'll go away. Maybe things will get... It is like storming really bad here, so it's very possible that buffering will occur. I don't think there's much I can do. So we're going to try out the campaign, and if things just completely fail, I'll have to hop back on at a lower setting or something like that. So, Unholy Frogger, yeah, just let me know. Let me know what's going on, and I'll try to get it done best I can. So let's start with the campaign. We've done the first two tutorials I did on the side, and we're going to start with Vanar. Start with the first mission, and I hope I don't screw up too bad. Your mission is to grow Vanar into a colony that can support hundreds of citizens, manufacture exotic foods and enhancement substances from alien plant species, and then construct an Earth History Center. Interesting. Interesting. This game does look gorgeous already. I absolutely love it.
Thank you very much.
Alright, sweet. Oh, new missions available.
Your colonists have been informed of your arrival and are eager to see what their leader can do for them.
Awesome. Alright, so we are a small colony, one of the friendlier parts of Aven Prime. Water and plant life are plentiful, and most crops will grow well. We need a supply of water. Open the water sub-menu, and click to select a water pump. 12 nanites. Alright. Pretty simple. We're going to go with the tier 1 abundant water. 0.8. Oh, come on. We can do better than 0.8. Maybe. There's 0.9 all the way over there, but it's not connected. I guess we could build a tunnel. We'll go here. So we'll get in nice and close like. Does the stream seem to be getting any better? Because it does look a little better on my end.
Yeah, it looks good, although there is definitely some lag between the audio and the video.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, the video is like 10 or 15 seconds behind the audio.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Hold on real quick. Let's see if we can't figure this out. We'll have to pause for a second. We'll just throw that up there. Let's just drop it down to there. Let's see if that helps. Drop the bit rate down and hoping that would help.
Oh, you know what I think is going on with the audio is that I'm actually listening to you over Skype instead of over Twitch, and that's the cause for the delay.
Oh goodness. Well, I dropped the bit rate down in hopes that it will solve the problem.
Cool. Yeah, that should solve the video.
Yeah, because it's super far behind.
Yeah.
Okay, so we built a water pump.
I hope you're keeping the happiness of your
We need to build a farm. Potash. What in the world is potash?
Potash is a real
Potash.
thing. It's basically potassium fertilizer.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's used in modern times to, basically help accelerate crop growth.
Interesting. I'm feeling some melons up in here. Let's see, 8.4. Yeah, melons are going to grow pretty sweet. Is there anything I should worry about in terms of placement, organization? Should it be decently organized?
Yeah, there's a lot of little things that you really can only learn by playing through the single-player campaign, right? There's no easy way for me to summarize because it changes. Different buildings, are best placed in different areas.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of an organized OCD person when it comes to city building, so hopefully I can make some sense of the thing.
So you're placing a greenhouse right now. The main thing with the greenhouse is, just like a farm, is figure out, where the type of crop that you want to grow grows best and try and place it there. Also, with this game, tunnels are basically like roads in any city builder. And you want to have a lot of tunnels, just like you would want to have a lot of roads in a game like City Skylines.
Right.
And you don't just put... throw a bunch of buildings together really densely packed. Your colonists will get really, really unhappy if you do that. You can do it, but it's usually a bad idea.
All right, sweet. So I actually accidentally clicked on a greenhouse. I meant to click on a farm. Let's see, any idea if multiplayer is planned at all? Single player
Yes.
only. Okay.
So, yeah, single player only. Basically, it is a city builder, colony builder type of game. Multiplayer usually does not add a whole lot of value to games like this, right? There are a few that have done it, but in our case, we've decided to focus on the single player experience and make that the best single player that it can be.
Very nice, very nice. All right, so I got a farm going.
A new mission is available.
Bit more electricity, so we need to build a solar panel. Ooh, man, we get all the way to... Wow. What is a Zorium generator? That sounds fun.
Yeah, that generates huge amounts of electricity from the Zorium deposits around the map.
Oh, cool. Oh, I see. Let's see. Just kind of go around. Got some dinosaur bones. We got a cargo pod. Got to explore the map a little bit. Kind of want to do that. I just kind of forgot. Got lost in building right off the bat. Yeah, that detail just up close is really cool.
Thanks.
I like that a lot. I'm a big fan on detail, so it makes a world of difference to me. Be able to zoom all the way in and see that kind of texture.
Yeah, we really wanted to make a game where you could zoom all the way into this scale and pretty much set the camera just about anywhere you want to and look all around the level. And so we've done a lot of work on LODs and making sure that we have a lot of LOD levels for a lot of different things to make sure that we can support that properly.
Yeah, definitely doing an excellent job. I like it. So let's go with the tier 2 solar panel, just for kicks and giggles. And then when winter is coming.
Yeah, so that warning there was telling you that you are going to run out of electricity when winter comes unless you do something. So your idea of building a solar panel was a really good idea.
Sweet. I didn't know if that was like a secret Game of Thrones reference or something.
Although, for now, I would just focus on what the mission objectives are telling you to do. I would actually cancel that construction of the solar panel.
It was asking me to.
Oh, it was asking you to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're at that mission objective. Yeah. Okay.
And then winter warning. Impaired solar power generation, food cultivation. Colony is highly likely to lose power. Maybe that'll go away?
It should. It should. Or at the very least, it should gray out. It looks like it hasn't. So,
We'll build another one just for kicks and giggles.
Yeah, or upgrade your tier 2 solar panel to a tier 3.
Oh, I see that. Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
8 power, 4 in winter costs 8 nanites. Now my nanites, are they... Oh, I see you can... Can you generate nanites?
You can. You'll get a mission objective in this mission pretty soon that will show you how to do that.
Okay, well we need to build a copper mine. Copper's way over there. Oh, there's copper right here. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to assume that any pods that are connected don't need a tunnel, like that copper mine. It's behind all of my other buildings. Will people still be able to get there, or do I need to build a tunnel?
Those little clear buildings that you see are called modules, and those count as tunnels for all intents and purposes. And so those are, so putting the iron mine there is fine.
Okay, sweet, good. Just want to make sure I was doing things right.
And I would recommend, in your case, picking the nanites as a reward.
Oh, I picked the rice.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, good deal.
I'm a big fan on food.
Yeah, so your iron mine, you see the flashing red lights at the corners? That means it's low on power.
Okay.
Probably the next thing you should build, I think you'll probably get a mission objective soon to this effect, but probably the next thing you should build is a geothermal generator.
Yep,
So
I just got it.
Cool. So yeah, I'd pause the game, build a geothermal generator on that geothermal vent with all the steam coming out. There it is. There it is.
Yep. I got to remember that you're watching the stream, so you're a little bit behind.
Yes. Yeah, about 10 seconds of lag there.
All right. Okay, sweet. So I built that. That should generate a lot of power.
Yes, a lot.
There it is. Oh, yeah, wow. That uses, Whew. Very nice. Okay, so new mission available. We need to build an apartment.
Okay.
Oh, these are cool. These are really nice. Okay, so what do the green arrows mean? I've got green arrows linking to a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, okay. I'll have to wait until I can actually see what you're... Are they the curved arrows?
They're the curved arrows pointing to buildings.
Yeah, so basically, if you look in the selection pane in the upper right corner, see it says will provide workers to.
Okay.
So essentially, you're placing a habitat right now, and so it's saying that habitat will be able to house your colonists, and it will provide workers to all those different buildings that take employees, that take workers.
Okay. Very nice. Okay. So we need... And I'm assuming you probably don't want to build too super quick here.
Right. Now, you placed a habitat instead of an apartment. Okay. Did it still give you credit for completing it once you... I don't know if you're done with it yet.
No, it hasn't yet.
Okay. Once it finishes building that, if it doesn't give you credit for completing the mission, you should probably recycle that building and build an apartment just to make sure you do get credit.
Yeah, I'll recycle it and then build an apartment. Here we go.
Although we should probably tweak the the setup for that objective so that a habitat will also work.
I mean, what is the main difference? I guess the habitat is just a higher version of the apartment?
Yes, exactly. So the apartment is just a cheap little building that houses, I think, 16 colonists, whereas the habitat houses, I think, 36 right off the bat. Plus, you can upgrade it twice, and each upgrade gets you, additional living space.
Oh, nice. Very nice. All right, so we need to build a nanite processor. This sounds fun. All right, let's see. That's a pretty good optimal place to build, I feel. And so this will constantly build nanites, and nanites are required to build buildings. Is that correct? Converts metals.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, basically it requires copper or iron to generate nanites, and then nanites are used in creating buildings, upgrading them, repairing them, all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Sweet, so we are making 0.2 nanites. Very nice, very nice. We can use more storage capacity to hold all of our food, water, copper, nanites. We need to build a mini storage deposit. Oh, very sweet. Okay, mini storage deposit going up. Let's build back here. Got our solar panels up and running. Construction drone hub. What does upgrading do to that? Gives you another drone?
That's correct.
Very
Another
nice.
drone. Yep.
I feel that's useful.
Hey, what's up?
Yes.
So I'm going to cue that. Are all of the buildings animated? Most, but not all.
You may select one of
I think I'm going to go for nanites as a reward for that mission. We're building the mini storage deposit. So I'm going to zoom in. We're just going to play around on the... Just zooming in a little bit, checking out the different units and their animations. Looks like we got a nice thunderstorm rolling in. So what are some of the weather patterns that we will experience and how will they affect the game? That's one thing I did want to ask.
Yeah, so currently we've got things like shard storms, that it's sort of a random hazard type of event, you know, and you get these tiny little, well, not tiny, they're actually huge compared to Earth hailstones, but they're huge hailstones that come down and bombard your colony. Winter has huge lightning storms that roll through, and especially once you have a big colony, that'll be taking out your tunnels left and right.
Oh, nice.
Desert environments also have gigantic dust devils that can sweep across your colony.
Oh, sweet. That's fun.
And we're looking at adding more weather events as well, so we'll see what happens during the beta.
Okay, yeah. And the beta's out September 7th?
September 7th.
Very nice.
Yep,
Hey,
we'll
what's
be
up?
announcing a lot more details next week.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just felt like I really wanted to try and get ahead and try to get a stream in, just so people could see it in live time. You know, just do a quick Q&A just for right off the bat because there was just so much mystery behind this game.
Yeah, I really appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, it's fun so far. It is very reminiscent of Anno 2027. Is that what it is, or whatever?
Yeah.
2072, whatever it's
Yeah.
called.
2070 something. Yeah.
But I'm really liking it. It's very quick and
Hey, what's up?
easy to learn.
Cool.
At least this
Yeah.
first level is.
Yeah, you know, honestly, we were not really influenced by Anno very much at all. I mean, we did play it. You know, we did a lot of due diligence, of course.
Right.
We were a lot more influenced by games like City Skylines, Tropico especially, and Planet Base.
Yeah,
So-
I see the hints from all of them for sure.
Man, have you seen those flying creatures around here?
A new
They
mission
sure
is
hope they're
available.
friendly.
Build an intake fan and reach a population of 50. Alright, so I did build an immigration center. 5 colonists per trip. Is there anything else that increases population?
Yes, it'll ask you to build an immigration Oh, you've got one
Yeah,
already.
I've got one. Yep.
Yeah, so currently there's only 2. There's the immigration centers, and there's also, you know, getting new colonists as a reward when
Okay.
Commissioner Veronica gives you that little reward screen. Usually, getting additional immigrants is an option, but currently
Okay.
those are the only 2.
Okay, will there be more in the future, like Go City Skylines? Will the population reproduce? Will they die? Or is that kind of a...
Yeah, we don't have any reproduction at this point. We used to have that mechanic, but we ended up taking it out. We have been considering adding a cloning center or something like that that you could use to increase your population a little more quickly. So that might happen during the beta. And
Okay.
it just depends on what our audience wants.
Very nice. Okay, so I kind of got freaked out for a second. My whole screen started icing over.
Yeah, that's the start of winter. We do that to let you know that winter is coming.
Okay.
And that food generation, food cultivation is going to be impaired, and electricity generation from solar panels is also going to be harmed.
Okay, I thought I'd like lost somehow and it was just freezing over and I was gonna die.
No, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. Basically, you know, if you ever worry that you're doing poorly, usually you can just look at the bottom bar of the screen, and if you see anything red, that sometimes
indication.
is an indication that
We
you're
do
having
have
some-
overlays. I forgot about overlays.
And also, Commissioner Veronica, if things are really starting to hit the fan, she will come on and tell you, you know, we're concerned
Bust you
about
up.
something going on in your colony. You're running out of food, stuff like that. So she
That's
really,
cool.
you know, and she can even offer you resupplies.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if you see that little light next to the gate. There's a little beacon standing there. Close to your
looking.
immigration center, there's a tiny little beacon, and
Right.
that is a
Aha.
resupply beacon. And so, as Commissioner Veronica is watching you, manage your colony, if she starts to get concerned, she might, in some cases, make a resupply bot available, and
Okay.
it'll drop down on that beacon and give you some goodies to help bail you out.
Very cool. I hope I don't have to use that, but we will just have to see. Anno 2205. That's what I was thinking of. I always get their dates weird. But yeah, let's see. So we need to upgrade the geothermal generator and export 100 melons. Who do they think I am? Alright, so where's my geothermal? Where did it go? It's right there. Upgrade would cost 12 nanites. I got more than enough for that. And we need to build a new farm of melons. Greenhouse plus 50 efficiency in winter. Yeah, I think I'll take that. Seems like a pretty good buff. I'm actually going to build some tunnels out to there. Build a tunnel across to there, kind of get some expansion going, and then drop it. Yeah, I'll drop it right there. Sweet. Let's see. There is no combat. Yeah, we had talked about that earlier. No combat at the moment, especially.
Right. If I could just clarify that combat question real quick. So we do have a turret that we are currently working on. It's probably not going to be in the initial beta. It may take an additional week or two after we go into beta for us to get the new defensive turret in the game. But it's not a combat-focused game, and the turret is going to be, at least for now, exclusively focused on taking down creep spores, plague spores, and shard storm shards. So defending you from all those different things.
Sweet. Will there be any other kind of defense things? Like, are y'all ever planning to build, like, shield generators or anything like that?
We're considering a shield generator that may be tied to the alien artifacts that you find later in the game. We do also have a lightning tower. So that's another thing. The lightning tower, again, just to be very clear, is not going to be in the initial release of the beta, but it'll probably take another week or two after that to get into the game, though we do have the art for it now, and you can see it in our announcement trailer. And the lightning tower essentially protects you from the electrical storms that happen during winter, so your buildings don't get taken out by lightning strikes. It'll also refill a lot of your energy batteries.
Oh, very cool.
Because you can build batteries in this game, to like store up, excess electricity and supply it when you really need it.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't notice this before, but winter just got here again, and that transition, I think I was so focused on thinking I was dying, but like seeing them, I'm assuming those are kind of like little water pools and stuff. Seeing those fill up and things, that was really cool.
Little ponds in the impact craters.
Yeah, that transition was really impressive. I liked it. All right, so we need to build a second construction zone hub and reach a population of 100.
Yeah, if I would slow down a little bit at this point if I were you. We tend to find that when people lose this game, usually it's because they were playing at 4x or 8x game speed.
Okay.
And we don't want to prevent people from doing that, but at the same time, it's very dangerous to go that fast when you're starting out for the first time.
Okay.
Also, I noticed your storage indicator at the bottom is red.
Oh, I see that.
And so you'll probably want to build some additional storage.
Ha. Storage depot. We'll just go above and beyond.
Sure.
And then just drop that in there. I want to make sure there's no resources anywhere close. I don't think there are. So we'll build that. Very nice.
Someone was asking also, how long does the beta last for? So it's essentially going to be from when we open it up on September 7th all the way until we launch it early next year.
Very nice. Oh, there we go. That's a lot of storage. Sweet. I won't jump the gun. Don't need to jump the gun yet. Okay, so how do we export 100 melons? I'm assuming we just need to build more or use more than we're using.
Yeah, so let's take a look at your inventory. And so if you open your little colony control panel to get to your inventory, that'll show you how many melons you've got.
I got a lot of melons.
Awesome, awesome. How many do you have? I can't see yet because
A little over 1,000.
Oh, that's plenty. That's tons of melons. All right, so now I would open the trade button in the lower left corner. There's that little blue
I see
button
it.
that has the crate, and then if you hit that, that'll bring up the trade dialog, and you should see a trade contract in there that you can select that'll let you trade the melons.
I gotcha. Sweet, did it. Awesome. Piece of cake. Drone management. Okay, we have to build Sea Drone Hub.
Yeah, construction drone hub.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if the different tiers of it were mattering.
Yeah, we couldn't fit the entire word construction in that top little line, so we had to abbreviate something.
That works. Let's see. Okay, someone's asking about adjacency bonuses.
Yeah, so we don't currently have adjacency bonuses exactly. We're considering some form of adjacency bonuses, but yeah, we'll have to figure that out during the beta.
Very nice. All right, so I've got a new mission. We need to pick up the cargo pod. Oh, I saw that earlier. So I just need to get a drone in range. How do I send a drone?
Okay, so I see you've built your second construction drone station right next to your first one. I would actually recycle that one that you just built.
Okay.
With construction drone stations, they have a limited radius, so you kind of want to spread them out.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we'll just drop a tier 2 down, I think, probably.
Yeah, what I would do is build your second construction drone station on the far side of your habitat.
Okay. That makes sense. That's kind of in the direction I was heading anyways. Yeah, I see lots of fun organizing and OCD-ness to be had here. It'll be good. The price of the game is $25, is that correct?
The launch of the game, it's going to be $30.
Okay.
And when we do the public beta, it's going to be less than that.
So you'll want to get in on the public beta for sure.
Yes.
Alright, so we can pick that up now. Sweet. Take a look at him scanning all that goodness. How about pollution and industrial accidents? And I think we'll get to that probably pretty soon, I would imagine.
Yeah, so as far as pollution is concerned, it's not... So you've got this hermetically sealed colony, because even though this looks kind of like Earth, it's Aven Prime actually has a low oxygen atmosphere. There's not really enough oxygen in the atmosphere to be breathable. You know, if you took off your exosuit and walked around on this planet, it would be like the top of Mount Everest, right?
Okay.
So they have to compress the atmosphere inside the colony. And so as a result, you've got a essentially air quality simulation going on continuously throughout your whole colony. So this is a good place to show you a little more about the overlay. So if you click on the overlay button in the far lower left, one of the overlays is the air overlay. And that shows you the air quality throughout your colony.
Oh, okay.
Industrial buildings like mines and geothermal generators, chemical plants and mills, Zorium generators, those tend to generate a lot, they reduce your air quality faster because they produce more pollution. And so you'll have to use
air intakes.
Air intakes and filters and things like that. Okay, so I see your air quality is right around 75% in a lot of the colony. And so you'll definitely want to start placing more of those air filters and upgrading them. And it's basically, I find what's most effective in this case is to place them close to the polluting buildings, as close as you can. Like place a big air filter right next to your geothermal generator and upgrade it a couple times. And then any additional air filters or intakes that you put around your colony, just spread them out as much as possible and make sure they're connected to a lot of other stuff so that their increase in air quality spreads to a lot of the adjacent buildings.
Okay. Is there a way to see what is causing issues? Like in terms like what would be causing the most pollution?
Yeah, we're going to be adding that to overlays and showing, okay, this thing is causing air quality to reduce the most and stuff like that. Nasarog just asked a really good question I'd like to answer. He was wondering about pollution to the outside environment and the resulting problem. So currently there isn't any pollution to the outside environment. There's pollution from the outside environment. So we placed our geothermal generator on top of a geothermal vent. Geothermal vents, later in the game, they can randomly erupt and they'll spread this huge mass of green toxic gas,
Oh, wow.
hydrogen sulfide, across your colony. And so that's a case where your air colony can just go straight. I'm sorry, your air quality can go straight to hell in a hurry.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so I did build an air filter. Now, is there a difference between an air intake and an air filter?
Yeah, so basically, air filter, it costs a lot more. It costs more nanites to build it. It costs a lot more electricity to keep it running. But it filters air much more quickly. It increases air quality more quickly. And it's also not subject to those toxic gas emissions that I was just telling you about. So if you have a nearby toxic gas emission, that's going to come in through your air intakes, but your air filters are almost invulnerable to it.
Okay, sweet. So definitely when you can afford to, always build air filters over intake fans.
Yeah.
All right, so we got some issues going on. First issue is insufficient housing, so I just need to build more houses. I've got an awesome lightning storm hitting stuff, but we also have an air quality alert. It's below 65% in part of our colony, so let me look there. Where's that going on? Oh, that's going on by our houses. So would it be a good idea to build those by the houses? Or...
Yep.
Okay.
That can help. Yep.
There we go. We'll get that going, and then I need to get another habitat going. Let's see, how many nanites do I have? I have plenty of power. I'm going to go big here, and I'm going to build a skyscraper. Would that be recommended, or should I wait on that?
I would definitely wait on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I would upgrade your habitat or build another apartment or habitat.
Okay, yeah, we'll upgrade. I'm at 2, 2, 3, so...
are very costly, both in terms of nanites and electricity.
Okay. Sweet. All right, so they're still saying air quality is an issue. Now, here's one...
It takes a while for
Does
the
it?
air increase in air quality to propagate through your colony. I would probably build another air filter. Okay, you've got an air filter right next to your habitat already. Just make sure all those are upgraded.
Okay, okay.
And then it should just be a matter of time. You've got like 3 of them now, right? 2 filters and an intake, something
I do.
like that? Okay, cool. Hey, let me show you a cool trick.
Yep.
One of the things you can do is just to see all the buildings of a given type in your colony, click on one of your air filters and then hold down the control key. It'll highlight all other buildings of that same type anywhere in your colony.
That's
super helpful.
That is really helpful.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, what other buildings of this type do I have? Boom. And it just shows you.
That is really nice. I like that a lot. I always forget about upgrading, which is a really cool feature. I'm not gonna lie. Just gonna have to get used to doing that. Let's see, anything else in the chat? So that will happen. I don't know what that's in reference to. In that vein, will there be other kinds of disasters throughout your colonies? Someone mentioned meteors.
Yeah, so there's shard storms, which is sort of like meteors. By the way, I would put probably one more air filter right next to your geothermal.
Okay, yeah, I was considering. Oh wow, I can get all the way up to air filter tier 3 now. That actually didn't seem like too bad an idea. We'll do that.
Yeah, so the full list of disasters currently, there's lightning strikes, there's shard storms, which are like super huge hailstorms, there's creep infections, there's dust devils, there's the huge sandworm in Sandy Gulch who doesn't currently damage the colony, but we're going to get that working shortly.
Nice.
We're also working on plague spores currently. Hopefully that'll get in this week, but I can't guarantee it for the beta.
Okay. Very nice. That's...
Oh, and the toxic gas emissions.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so I'm clicking on the habitat here. Currently 54 out of 66 inhabitants, and I have low, normal, and high occupancy options. What will that affect?
Yeah, so that'll basically, if you select low occupancy, that'll basically tell the colonists, hey, you should try not to live here if possible. Find another place to live unless
Okay.
you really need to. If you say high occupancy, it does the opposite, and it pulls colonists toward that building. So
Okay.
it's the kind of thing where it gives you a certain amount of influence over who lives at any given place. The colonists are going to make their own decisions
Mm-hmm.
based on where their job is, and things like that, and how long the commute is to their work site.
Okay.
Um, uh, but if you select low occupancy, typically all the unemployed people are going to gradually over time migrate to other places.
Okay.
And so that can be really useful if you got a really big colony and you're like, okay, this habitat here is important, but it's in a place with high crime and low air quality. I kind of want to shunt people over to the other habitat. You can say, okay, that other habitat is high, high occupancy. This one is low one,
Right.
and that'll encourage your people to move around. Let me show you the employment overlay,
Yeah.
because that'll explain a lot of what's going on. If you pause the game for a second, and then if you go to the overlays and you click on employment, it's the one on the middle of the right side. And then you should see a lot of lines connecting different buildings.
Yes, I do.
Awesome. The video hasn't caught up yet for me, but any minute now.
Yeah, I'm keeping it stuck here, so that way when it does catch up, we're
Okay,
right
cool.
there.
Yeah, there's like 20 seconds of lag. Okay, there it is. So yeah, you see lines all over the place, and so the purple buildings are essentially showing you where your different colonists live, and then the green buildings are the various work sites.
Very nice.
And they will automatically try and find the best places to live over time, but of course in order for them to move to a different residence, there has to be some living space that they can move to.
Right.
So that's kind of one of the fun things to watch. If you have a really huge colony, you can basically be like, okay, let me drop down a bunch of residences all over the place and then just watch them migrate over time. And you'll
Okay.
see that they all sort themselves to the optimal job locations. It's really kind of cool.
That's really nice and very convenient too.
And it's very unique for a city builder from what I've seen.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I've never seen that kind of dynamic population migration, and I don't really know of any game, to be honest. All right, so we still have some air quality alerts, so let's focus on that. I mean, I'm at 72. It doesn't know what it's talking about. It's focusing on the outer edges of my tunnel, and that was one thing I wanted to ask you. If I had a building that was pretty far away from everything else, like a habitat or something, for whatever reason I want to build it, is the air quality going to be worse there than closer in with all the other air filters?
Yeah, well, there are certain things that reduce air quality, right? So colonists themselves breathe the air, right, and turn oxygen into carbon dioxide. Those geothermal generators and other industrial buildings, and those also lower air quality. So yeah, it is the kind of thing where if you have a habitat way out by itself, that will gradually lower air quality over time, and you'll probably want to put some sort of building there to improve air quality.
All right. Very nice. All right, so people are wanting to know what this bottom right overlay button is. Crime overlay. They are not elves. This is...
Yes, it is the crime overlay. Yep.
All right, so obviously it's going to be tied to happiness, and I have no happiness buildings at the moment, which I could go ahead and build, but I haven't gotten a mission for it yet.
Yeah, if you check your happiness overlay in the bottom, the one with a little indicator in the bottom with the little smiley face on it. Currently, for me, it's showing that you have 90. The actual indicator itself is it's probably around 55-60%, something like that.
Yeah, it's at 63% average happiness currently.
Great. And if you go into the colony control panel, there's a whole pane, that breaks it down by the individual morale factors, like crime and food and water, entertainment, their commute to work, unemployment, all those different factors.
Right.
And so when you're starting out your colony, you have to worry more about dealing with the environment, but as your colony gets bigger and bigger, it gets harder and harder to keep people happy.
Right. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, I see that hold H for the morale panel. That's a really cool overlay that gives you a really good idea on what's going on, what they like and don't like. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Crowding, air quality, and crime seem to be an issue. Whereas purpose, that's a cool, interesting morale contribution. I had never even thought of that.
Yeah. So basically, that's sort of like when you're starting out, colonists have a really high sense of purpose. You know, they're the rugged pioneers who crossed over the Rockies, and they have a lot of happiness starting out because they're so into starting this colony with you and surviving and creating a foothold for Aven Prime. And then once by the time you have a huge city, you know, that sense of purpose starts to decrease because, okay, you've already succeeded, you've got this big colony, and now they're these entitled little bastards who get, you know, very upset about every last little thing. And
Right.
And we've got this nice protest mechanic where when they get really unhappy, they'll be on the corners of buildings and they'll have these little protest holograms.
Oh, really?
And they'll do these little synchronized protest chants. It's really fun.
That's cool. I just realized now that I've been in pause mode for like the last 10 minutes. So...
No, that's good though. That's good though, because that's let us check out all these different features of the game and talk about them without, you know,
having
letting
other
your
things that might
colony
pop up.
be on autopilot.
All right, so we need to export 160 rice. I don't even think I have any rice whatsoever, so we're going to build a farm. And we're going to go... I might build another greenhouse. I'm really digging the greenhouse because it just seems to be way more effective than farms and seems to be worth the difference between tier 3 farms and tier 1 greenhouse. So we'll build it over here by the habitat. Let's see, police drones. Yes, police drones. I noticed that. Oh, here's some birds. Bird-like creatures. That was cool. Flock of bird-like creatures. All right, so we will get drones. Where are they? Drone management. So let's see, scrubber drones eliminate creep infections. That's really cool. And then police drones monitor colonists and structures to reduce crime. Now, since my crime isn't really that high, I mean, 2.8 crime. Is that super high? Is that something we should start managing now? Or...
Yeah, I'd have to see your drone overlay to be sure, but basically when you see the bars start turning red, that's when you want to drop down another police drone station or upgrade the ones you have.
Okay. I think I'm going to drop a police drone just in case, because again, that 2.8, it's starting to turn red, and I don't like that.
Yep, I can see it, yeah, and I would just put a police drone station right there.
Hey, what's up?
Awesome. Alright, so construct 3 additional buildings, and we need to export rice. Did I actually drop that? I did drop rice down. Sweet. Okay, and then the drone overlay, since it just got built, it's probably not going to be that great, but we got some pretty decent coverage going on. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so let's see. We're just waiting on rice, which... Where's storage? Where is our storage? Colony control. There we go. It looks like we have 228 rice. We need to export 160. So we can definitely do that. We'll get into trade. Export that. Now, I know, and you said you weren't very influenced by NO 2205 or whatever it was called. Are there luxury foods? Are there services and industry buildings that we're going to have to worry about in the future?
Yes. So there are alcoholic beverages that you can manufacture. There's also these things called enhancers that are mind-altering substances, and they can do a lot of different things. They do need a little tuning, I have to warn you. You know, we've got a little work to do in that area as far as tweaking the numbers for how much they affect people. But you know, you can. It's the kind of thing where you can be like, hey, you know, I've got a referendum coming up to determine whether or not, you know, people still want me to be their colony governor. I think I'll just manufacture some Starglow, you know, or some bliss, and you know, just let them use it. And if they want to start smoking that stuff, they can do that.
That's awesome.
Nobody's forcing them to. And hey, what do you know? I won the election.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You can totally...
So you will have to worry about getting kicked out of your own city.
Yes, you do have referendum elections every couple of years. You should be coming up on the point where Calandra will announce your first referendum election soon.
Okay.
And I just want to say, for the record, winners don't use drugs.
I'll make sure to remember that.
Yeah. Oh, and your other question was about service buildings and things like that. So there's a whole category of service buildings. You can build like entertainment centers and stuff like that. You can build hospitals to keep your people healthy and get them into drug rehab because you gave them too many enhancers.
That's a really cool. I never thought of that, and that's just a really cool aspect to. That's definitely a Tropico influence, though I feel.
Totally.
Right there, those edicts, give the people double rations, and of course they'll love you.
Yeah, you've got like parks, and they can wander around in the parks. There's the Earth History Center, of course. That's more like a wonder building, just to remind them of the planet that they came from.
And I think that's actually the end objective of this mission is to build.
That's
right
correct.
there, I just unlocked it. Very nice. So I probably need to build a hospital at that point then. Oh man, and we're already at our max storage. I got to keep an eye on that in the future. All right, is there any point in building a research center in this first mission?
Eventually, yeah. There you go. Vori just gave you the objective to build a research center, so yes, there are certain things that you need to research. How to manufacture different kinds of substances.
Right.
By the way, those storage depots that you already had on your map, you can also upgrade those.
I keep forgetting about upgrading.
Yeah. Upgrading is fun, and the great thing about the storage depots is you can upgrade them so quickly. It's a lot easier than building a whole new.
Sure is.
Yep. So that's kind of your panic button of oh shit, I've run out of storage space. I've got a storage depot, so I can upgrade that.
Right. Very nice. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. We need to work on electricity. I see that I'm pretty close right now. I don't know if I have another geothermal vent. I guess I could just look. Oh, it's way over here. Let's see. We'll probably just... I could build a tier 3 solar panel. That should get me through for a little bit. But it is winter. Nobody likes winter. Let's see. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and get a little gutsy here and build all the way out to this other geothermal. I like relying on geothermal over solar panels. But I need to make sure no powered construction zones in range, or drones in range. So build a little dude right there. Now I probably will need to build housing close to it.
Yes, definitely. Make sure that the workers can actually get to it.
Which I think will be good. Let's see. We need to win a referendum. There we go. And then export 200 broccoli. So now that our colony has reached 100 colonists, it's time to initiate referendums. Your objective is to win your first referendum election. Okay, keep your colonists happy. 50% of your inhabitants to be happy to win. Okay, so I need to work on doing that at the moment. Yeah, definitely need to work on that. Why does this keep on... Resource management keeps jumping up and down. And I don't know why. But let's go ahead and build another geothermal plant. And then we'll drop another habitat just within range.
Yeah, there's some kind of objective that it wants you to...
I know, and I'm not sure what it is.
I think it's the research center.
Is
because
it?
Research Center is currently under resources. If you mouse over the objectives in the lower right, yeah.
I see it. Okay.
Definitely build a Research Center.
I was thinking Earth history for some reason. I had that in my mind.
Yeah, Earth in this particular mission. Earth history is the final objective, so I would put off building that one. Earth History Center is super duper expensive to build and very difficult to maintain because it takes a ton of electricity.
Okay. All right, sweet.
So don't build it until you can really afford it.
Okay, absolutely. All right, so we still need to win a referendum. Ha! Has begun. They will cast their ballots at the end of the winter season. Maintain majority. Now, my happiness is... Oh, they're pretty happy. They got a really funny face on. 89%. I like that. I like that. New mission. Research mind mold. Okay, so we're going to get into technology now. Maybe. Here we go. Oh, okay, these are the different drugs and manufacture. Okay, I see. Enhances the intelligence and concentration of users, increasing research by 45%. Oh, very nice. Okay, so someone, I'm sure... There you go. Okay, you answered. I just want to make sure your research about what drugs would have the effects that they would have. Sweet. I like it. Okay, so we need to build a broccoli farm.
You can also change your existing farms and greenhouses to a different crop. You just select them and then change the crop in the upper left corner.
Let's see, how much would that give me? Oh man, but those melons. 14 melons, I can't not keep that melon farm. Broccoli does not like to be grown on this planet. Oh, there's 5.3, 5. Oh, here we go. Oh, we had a sweet spot. There was a 6 point something. Aha, here we go. Gonna build there. Yeah, I'm really liking this game so far. It's a lot of fun.
Hi, boss.
Awesome.
Compiled some feedback to help guide you in the upcoming referendum election.
Alright, what do we got here? Objective completed. Okay. 87% in favor so far. We should be good.
Yeah, that's good. I think you're definitely going to win this referendum.
A VR center, I like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and I'm going to start upgrading some things. Just to make life a little easier for us. Population-wise, we should be okay. Oh, we're losing lots of water. Okay, so we need to build another water station.
And you can also upgrade your existing water pump. That's probably the first thing to do.
Okay, I don't quite remember where I put that thing.
I think it's right in the middle of your colony. It's one of the first things
copper
to build.
mine. That's an apartment. Water pump. There we go.
Cool. And if you mouse over the water indicator at the bottom, yeah, okay, I see you doing it now, and it shows how much you've got in storage and how much there is per citizen and so on.
Right.
One of the real challenges in this game is gradually scaling up from a small population to a larger one and making sure you have just enough food, just enough electricity, just enough water at each point.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And just enough nanite income, just enough workers, all of that.
What would be a good nanite production level to kind of keep steady?
Yeah, so it really depends on your colony size, right? And basically what I usually do is you start off with one iron or copper mine and then one nanite processor. And then once I get to, maybe 100 citizens or so, I upgrade both of those once or twice, and then just build additional ones as I need them.
Okay. Because, I have 321 right now, and I feel like that's a pretty good...
Yeah, that is good.
That's
that
a pretty
is
good
sure.
amount.
Yep.
Let's see. Just build a water pump as well. Now, I built an atmospheric condenser. So will that only... Oh, but it's able to generate water. Okay, I see what it did. Okay. So I'd rather build water pumps if possible. 0.8. Yeah, we'll go with 0.7. That's good. We'll build it right there. So I'm still at -3, which it's kind of evening out pretty well. And they did send me a pod.
Oh, okay. A resupply pod?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you got free stuff from that, and you can also recycle that resupply pod.
Okay. Do I just need to
You can just
send
click on
a
it,
worker
and then-
drone or a drone to go pick it up?
Yeah. You just click on the pod itself, and then go to the recycle tab.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Giving me some feedback that might help.
There we go, boys. That's cool. I like that. Again, just the texture is really, really sweet in this game. Let's see if I'm missing anything. You seem to be doing a pretty good job keeping up with chat, because I have been awful at it.
Yeah, no worries.
Is there any wildlife besides the big stuff, as in fish, or worms, or space frogs, anything of that nature? So I've seen a couple of flocks of winged creatures.
Yeah, we have basically sort of like pterodactyls in the game. They're not harmful. They don't attack the colony. They're just window dressing. We also have the giant sandworm in the Sandy Gulch colony if you end up starting that mission. Other than that, there's a lot of things that we're thinking of getting into the beta, but it all just comes down to what our priorities are.
Right. Do you have any high priorities at this moment? Just from this stream, do you see things that would be improved or things you would like to see?
Yeah, not particularly. Not particularly. I mean, I think it's coming along really, really well as far as how your session is coming along.
Mm-hmm.
And I really just want to hear from the community and hear what everyone who gets a chance to try the beta thinks we need to do with it next.
Right. Well, and that's another reason why I enjoy live streaming so much, and why I was glad that you reached out to me to do a Skype call, because there's nothing better to do to help improve the game than to have the person who created it watch and get feedback from the community. So it's definitely something I was wanting to do. Okay, so broccoli. How much broccoli? Oh, we got 226. I only need to export 200. Get that rolling. Alright, so what else do we need to do? They know how to produce mind mold, and we need to build a chemical plant. Alright, that sounds fun. 44 nanites to build, 22 power, and 18 workers. Okay. Let's go ahead and build... Oh, I can't build through that. Okay, well, never mind. And that's a perfect place for a chemical plant. Yeah, again, that detail. I'm such a huge fan on detail. I'm one of those people where if it doesn't look great, I probably won't play it, as snobby as that is.
No,
but
I'm the same way. I see a game with like retro style pixel art, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I really want to play this, but just can't get past the graphics.
Mm-hmm. And
happens to me a lot.
Definitely, for sure, I know, in just talking to people, that when people hear or see indie game, they kind of make that general assumption that, it's going to be something, low poly or just kind of low graphics in a weird little setting. But this definitely has that big AAA title to it, I feel. Just from what I'm looking at so far. It's
awesome.
Really, really cool. Alright, so we need to build 100 mind mold. That should be fun.
Yeah, so with mind mold, the two ingredients there are special crops, alien crops that only grow on Aven Prime.
Okay.
And so, basically you need to, make a farmer greenhouse and then click the little checkbox in the crop selection panel to enable the, cultivation of those crop types.
Oh, I see. Inedible crops.
Yeah.
All right, so mind mold, how do I see...
Yeah, so if you click on your chemical plant and you click on the third tab down, the one just below the smiley face, that's the one. You were there just a moment ago.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm back to it now.
Okay. Yeah, so it's the tab right under the smiley face, and then the list should have mind mold in it somewhere, and that'll tell you what the two different ingredients are. I think it's Xenosage and Antari, maybe?
That is exactly what it is.
Awesome. I remembered my own game. Whew.
That's good. That always helps. All right, so we've got just a couple of farms to build. Is it worth it to build a tier 2 greenhouse for that kind of thing, or?
Yeah, possibly. Or just set your existing greenhouses to manufacture those until you have enough to make mind mold.
Okay. Yeah, I think I definitely could convert. Let's see, what's in my inventory, and we'll figure that out. I've got 6,000 melons. Now, of course, I'm assuming that a variation of food makes the people happier.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
There's essentially a food variety morale factor, and if they only have one or two things to eat, or if they have less than 4 things to eat, that'll reduce their happiness in the food variety. And then if they have like a dozen, 9 or more, up to 9 things to eat, that'll increase their happiness.
Yeah, I assume that's a pretty standard thing, having multiple foods and stuff. But will there ever be now greenhouses? They can build anything at all times, right? No matter what the planet type, anything like that.
Right. Now, different maps have different characteristics in terms of growing different crops and where you can grow different crops, right? Each map has its own entire crop map, right? And so certain areas are better for growing certain crops than others. And also, you're in the wetlands environment right now. That's really good for growing melons. When you play Sandy Gulch, for example, you don't want to even try to grow melons there.
It's just not even worth it.
Yeah, not even worth trying. And you also have a much, much smaller area where you actually can even grow crops in the first place.
Well, that's cool. I like that. I just wanted to make sure, because there's some scenarios where You know, you may just want a whole bunch of melons. Will there ever be I don't really know how to word this.
And you've also got some maps where you'll start out with no crop areas nearby, and you've got to survive just on trade.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that's kind of a little bit along the lines that I was thinking of. Okay, that's cool.
Azara Falls, you start out, the dropship has missed its mark, you ended up nowhere near any of the food-growing areas, so you've got to live solely off of trade.
Wow, okay, that's cool.
At least until the point where you can expand your colony and start, cultivating food in one of those areas.
So the trade. So for that instance, can I choose what I import versus what I export, or will it kind of automatically shift?
Yeah, currently you've got a set of trade contracts, and so each contract, it's X amount of a certain resource to import and Y amount to export for that. So.
Okay. Very nice. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Import, 200 broccoli, export whatever.
Yeah, I'm exporting 200 broccoli and importing 230 soda. It's good to know in the future that we still have soda. It's a good future to live in. We'll recycle those two things. Sweet. Alright, so what do I need to do? New mission available. Export 200 mind mold. So we are producing mind mold. Oh yeah, we're producing a lot. I've already got 146. I've literally got a greenhouse dedicated to each of the 2 different variances. Everything else is looking pretty good. Storage is at 64%. Let's look at air quality. Oh, my air quality is near perfect. I like that. I do like the resource overlay. I'm looking at it right now. It's nice to have those icon graphics of what everything is, and it shows off my different mines and things that I have on the outside of the map too.
Yep.
I like that. I like that a lot. There's another drop pod that we could pick up if we expand in that direction. Let's see. I still don't need to. Let's see. Is there a date anywhere on here? Is there like a time period?
Yes, if you mouse over the the progress bar in the far lower left corner, that tells you what sol you're in. That's the year essentially.
Right.
And also what season and what day.
Okay. Yeah. Hour 53 of 56.
Yeah, so essentially, it's like you have these really, really long days that are equivalent to a week on Earth.
Oh, wow, okay. That's cool.
It's an alien world, so of course time works totally differently. Seasons and days work totally differently.
Sweet. All right, well, I won my referendum with 85% of the vote. Colonists who voted against you said there's too much crime, there's not enough tunnels to help me get around, and it's too crowded. Okay.
But it looks like your happiness is still very high, so I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Yeah.
85% of the referendum vote. Yeah, you're doing fine.
Okay, so it is going to be advisable to build tunnels.
And it also said the victory unlocked 10 new social policies.
And social policies is something I haven't even gotten into yet.
Yep.
Okay, so
I need your help to balance our supplies.
we need barley, and we need to build a skyscraper, but I need to expand out a little more, so we're going to work on that. Where shall we go? I guess I could build over here. I've got a whole big structure over here. Crisis detected. Uh-oh, what's going on? Oh, air quality alert.
Yeah, I think out by your second geothermal generator.
We're at 58%.
Yep, air quality in that part of the colony has gotten really low. So definitely want to have something to improve the air out in that particular area. I saw a question from Nazarog. Will there be more building types? Yes, definitely. We're going to be working on that a lot between now and when we ship early next year. We already have 2 additional building types that we have the art for and we have not put in yet. The lightning tower and the defensive turret. And we'll be adding several new building types as well.
Very nice. Let's see, let's go here. Is there anything else I need to upgrade? I'm just going to kind of go through a little upgrading frenzy. Now, upgrading the chemical plant, I'm sure will just, 60% faster in manufacturing. That'd be very nice. And so how, just saying for instance the mind mold, I've got way more than I need for trade. How would I be able, could I use it on my population, and how would I go about doing that?
Yes, you could. So essentially, you go to your colony inventory, you just bring up your colony control panel using either the R key or the little button in the lower left, and then there's a column on the left side that is consumption.
I see that.
Now, with enhancers, consumption is turned off by default, but you can just turn it on and your colonists will start using it depending on whether they want to or not.
Okay. And mind mold doesn't really seem to have a negative effect.
Yeah, there's almost always some kind of a withdrawal effect. So, a lot of these enhancers, there'll be something like, okay, it makes your colonists more productive, but then once you run out or once you turn it off,
Yeah.
it has the opposite effect for the same amount of time. That's typically how it works.
Okay.
To some extent. So if you have something where it's like, okay, it makes people 10% happier, then you'd better keep your people.
You better keep that
your
drug in
supply on
circulation.
hand. Yeah, otherwise the people who were using it, now they're going to be unhappy, they're going to be in withdrawal, and you're going to suffer the negative effects of,
Hey, what's up?
colonists who are now, don't have the supply of bliss or starglow or whatever.
Right. Okay. Nazrog has a question. He said he didn't phrase that correctly. Will the same building types have more visual representations? So the level 3 housing tower, will it have 2 or 3 variants, or will it always look the same?
Yeah, currently any given building tier combination always looks the same. We don't have variants within a single tier. They do look different once you upgrade them to the next tier, but we don't have like color customization options or anything like that.
Do you plan on implementing that for any reason in the future, or?
Not currently, although we are going to listen to our customers in beta. I can promise you that.
All right, sweet. That's always a good idea. All right, so we have insufficient housing, so I need to build. I don't feel like I need to build a skyscraper just yet, because that's a pretty heavy investment. 40 power supports 60 colonists. I could start expanding out here, which is what I need to do anyways. So I guess we could build a barley farm. And what is this? An iron deposit. Now, iron, that helps build nanites, is that correct?
Yeah, so an iron deposit gives you a supply of iron, and then you can use that at a nanite processor to generate more nanites.
Sweet. Not connected to the colony, so we'll just build a connector. Because I haven't even thought about extra mines or anything like that. I don't even think I've upgraded my copper mine. I guess I have before. Now, is there going to be a finite amount? Yes, there is a finite amount of resources. What does Zorium do?
So Zorium is used at a Zorium generator to supply electricity. It can supply, I think, 2 or 3 times as much as a geothermal generator.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I see it. Okay.
There was a question, can you deplete resources? Yes, you can. Each of these deposits has a fixed amount of iron or copper, and you can eventually run out.
Yep. Okay, so just to give you a hint, I started with a copper mine an hour ago, and a regular copper mine has, 2,000 iron? And only consumes half of that.
Yes.
So it would take a very long time. You would have to be doing some pretty heavy mining.
Although it does get customized for different maps. With some of them you might start out with a deposit, that has a very low quantity of iron or copper, so it's not guaranteed. It can also vary with your difficulty setting, and also if you're playing a sandbox map, then you can customize how much is in the various deposits and say,
Awesome.
okay, I want low resources, high resources, whatever you want to do.
That's cool. I like that. But yeah, so from what I've seen so far, like I said, I've only had 1 iron mine. I've had no issues with metals or anything like that, and in an hour I've depleted less than half of that deposit. So now I did notice, I was playing around the mining structures, that you have you have a laser mine, which gives you faster extraction but destroys half the minerals in the process. Doesn't quite seem like a worthwhile investment for me. Are there going to be scenarios, I'll put this out here, are there going to be campaign scenarios which that would be worth it, to where you need to have a whole lot of stuff built quickly for any reason?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We're putting a lot of thought into things like timed missions where, okay, by the end of the first year, the second year, you have to have a certain thing done.
Okay.
Things like that,
So that's a case where you'd want a laser mine so you can build nanites faster, so you can get faster production, etc.,
Yep.
etc.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Makes sense. All right, so I did build my skyscraper, and it does look quite gorgeous. I like all the little people. It's those little things. Just seeing people walk in the tunnels just is a really cool little feature for me. And you can click on them, by the way, and see what they think, which is also really cool.
Yeah, you can see what the workers at any given structure are unhappy about, either the people who work there or the people who live there.
Mm-hmm. So far, my people are happy for the most part. I like that. I aim to please. Seem to be pleasing quite well. We need to reach a population of 200. We're working on exporting 200 mine mold, and then working on exporting 250 barley. Let's see, where is my barley?
I think your storage is starting to get full again.
Ah, it is. That is something I'm going to have to keep.
Yeah, I'd upgrade your
remembering.
storage.
Aha, there we go. I knew I had an upgrade somewhere. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of things. I need to pay more attention to that bottom bar. I don't pay enough attention to it. Something I'll have to work on myself. Okay, we built both of those. I'm going to build, just to kind of get it out of the way, just build a tier 3 storage deposit. There we go. Bump it up to 2 speed. I think I might be able to handle 2 speed. Construct 4 additional buildings. Alright. Anything else that you feel I should be doing to kind of stay ahead? My population's good. I could probably work on water and maybe work on another geothermal generator, or should I start working on getting a Zorium generator?
Yeah, I think you're doing good. I would just, follow the objectives. You're about to get to some really fun stuff.
Oh boy.
Do you have the volume turned up? I've got Twitch turned down, so I can't really hear.
I've got everything. I mean, I can hear everything well enough, but it's not
Okay.
super loud.
Okay, good.
Am I about to get the crap scared out of me?
No. As long as you can hear what's going on, the music and voiceovers and all that.
Mhm. Yeah, I'll bump it up just a little bit, just to. I do like the music, though. The music has been very nice. Oh, no! Okay, that's not cool. I think I just screwed myself completely.
Uh-oh, what happened?
I accidentally hit main menu. Ho ho ho! That's fun.
Welcome to the Aven expedition.
Whoops. Okay, so that's another thing. I guess we could do that. Will there be an autosave feature implemented into the game?
Oh man, maybe we should be putting the we really need a confirmation dialogue before we go into beta.
Because
Yep,
I just hit
yep.
the main menu and lost an hour of work.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, that's
I'm
fine.
so sorry. Yeah, we definitely need to add a confirmation dialogue.
Okay.
I'll talk to the team about it on Monday. Do you want to? Why don't we start Sandy Gulch so
Oh.
you can see another map?
Absolutely. Okay, so
And actually, before you do that, why don't we check out the sandbox options so people can see what all the customization options are in sandbox maps?
absolutely. Okay, so I've got it pulled up right now. Of course, you have a little bit of a delay.
We have a small
Yeah, we're talking about having some kind of autosave option. The question is, we don't want to introduce any performance hitches. When would it actually happen? We do automatically save the game at certain points, like if you win or lose the game. But I'm not sure exactly, where we would put that in. So we're definitely strongly considering that.
Yeah, I personally, that's good for me because I have a very bad tendency of not auto-saving or of not saving in the middle of things because I just kind of get so engrossed in the mission or whatever. And so, I mean, personally, as a suggestion, for people who are super paranoid, maybe if you had the option to set at certain points, like 10, 15, 30 minutes, etc. Because, I mean, I played for a little over an hour, no problems, and it never crossed my mind to do a save game, which is good. It means that I'm into the game enough to where I don't feel like I have to be worried and do it.
Yep.
Alright, so for Mission Sandbox, we have quite a few things to do. We can have starting resources, environmental events, frequent extreme environmental events for you hardcore people. Mission objectives, that's a cool thing. I'd never thought about that. Will there be more mission objectives other than population growth?
Yeah, currently only population growth is planned for sandbox games, but we're open to ideas. If there's, if there's a lot of demand for a different type of mission objectives in sandbox games specifically, our thinking was campaign maps are the ones that are really guided by mission objectives, and we really, especially in the early missions, we really help guide you towards setting up a viable colony. But then sandbox is more for people who just want to do their own thing and explore on their own, what kind of colony they want to create.
Okay. Okay, so morale, I'm assuming that's going to be starting morale? Or, because you have things ranging from very low to very high.
Yeah, that is throughout the game.
Oh, okay.
So if,
there we
if
go.
you do low morale, your people will be, they'll be a lot testier, and they'll be,
I gotcha.
Get
So
unhappy with you a lot more quickly.
At very high, that means it'll be very difficult to keep your colonists happy.
Yes.
Okay, I gotcha. I moused over the left column, and that gives you some good descriptions. So minerals determines the level of mineral resources, referendums, how frequently they happen. I like that souls. I like that terminology for sure. And then cargo pods, and then resupply pods. All right, so cargo pods are just like what we saw, what I had to go out and get with the drone. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct. Yep.
And then resupply pods are whatever they bring to you.
Yep.
Very cool. Well, that's a lot of cool options. I like that very much. But yeah, if any of you guys that are watching in chat have any other options that you'd like to see for mission objectives. But yeah, I mean, usually sandbox is sandbox. You just do whatever the heck you want. Will there ever be an end game to a sandbox?
Currently, no. The idea is with sandbox, there's no victory conditions. You can certainly lose a sandbox game if all your colonists die.
Right.
But there's no way to win a sandbox map because you can just keep playing as long as you want.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, let's go ahead and jump into Sandy Gulch. We'd like you to build a mining colony. We're going to keep everything at normal, and we'll jump right into it.
Yeah, I'm seeing from people in the chat that they're seeing a black screen, and I'm still seeing you in Vanar. So it seems like the video has cut out.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what's going on there.
Okay, yeah.
And now I'm seeing the same black screen they're talking about.
Okay, well, let's get...
Oh, I see the loading screen for Sandy Gulch now.
You do? Okay. I'm currently frozen, it appears, on my Twitch stream in terms of on my webpage. I'm current in... So if it works, I just refreshed my browser, so if that seems to be working. So anyone who's in chat, if you'll just refresh your browser, I don't know what's going on. It's good. Oh, hey, look at that worm. Get nice up and close and personal with that worm, man. That looks really cool.
Awesome.
So will ever...
I believe Sasha's in chat. He did an awesome job with that.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Will worms randomly pop up? Like, will new holes come up in the middle of your colony? Or are they predetermined right now?
Currently, no. The holes are fixed in the map, and so it is going to be somewhat scripted in terms of when and where the the sandworms pop up. We're currently talking about... it looks like the feed has cut out. I'm seeing a crazy blurry mess.
Oh my word, what is going on? And it could be the weather on my end, because I am... Oh, it cleared up for me. Oh, now it's glitchy again. Yeah, it's the usual Friday night Twitch server failure. But seriously, I'm getting like bad storms and stuff, so it's very possible that it is my area. If it keeps on happening, it seemed to have cleared up a little bit. We're gonna roll with it. So I'm just gonna explore the map a little bit. This seems to be a lot bigger than our first map.
It is. It's a much, much bigger map.
Very much bigger. Okay, sweet. Well, let's go ahead, but it also isn't necessarily quite as buildable with all of these worm pockets and whatnot. All right, that'll be a nice little challenge. What's our first mission? Is to build a geothermal generator. Haha.
Yeah, so we're currently talking about what the sandworm's going to do, whether it's going to, throw up on your colony, or if it's going to cause little earthquakes, or if it's going to use those big spikes to ram down on your colony and shatter a bunch of your buildings, or what exactly is going to happen there. It's going to do something, I can promise that, but it doesn't yet. Hopefully sometime during the beta.
Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, it would be cool if it definitely did something, because I feel a lot of people would be disappointed if a worm just popped up every once in a while.
Yeah, it's going to be more than that, I promise.
All right, sweet. Okay, so we need to build a water pump. So this is basically running through the same basic setup steps. Now, this is what you were talking about in terms of you're not going to get a whole lot. Like, I have to build off of my grid pretty far just to get access to a basic water supply.
Yeah, you can actually build a water pump right next to your geothermal.
Oh, I see it.
There's not a ton of water there, but there's a little bit.
Enough to get me started anyways.
Yep. Just build it right next to your geothermal.
There we go. We should be able to hunt the worms and make super duper rare exports from them. That would actually be kind of interesting. I don't know how that would be implemented, but...
That would be fun.
Alright, new mission, build an iron mine. Got one right there, sweet. And so here is where we'll experience the Dust Devils, is that correct?
Yes.
Build 2 quinoa farms and build a nanite processor. I can do all of those. Let's see, quinoa, where are you? There you are. It'd be worth it just to keep it back here. 4.8, that's not a whole lot. We're going to expand just a little bit. Oh yeah, 7.5, 8.7, there we go. It's a little far out there, but we'll be good. Build 2 quinoa farms. And then, what else are we building? A nanite processor, that's right.
I gotta take a quick break, but I'll be right back.
All right. So we're working on that. Let's go ahead and upgrade. At this point, we could probably upgrade our water. Once they finish building their nanite processors, that'll allow us to build more nanites. We seem to all still be doing well. Let's go with the nanites for sure. They'll give us a nice little boost. Awesome. Sweet. I like it. We completed all those objectives. We got a new mission to build a habitat. Oh, a habitat, straight up, instead of an apartment. I gotcha. Build it right there. Yeah, I would completely agree. I don't feel stressed at all. Like, even when the last mission, when I had very low air quality, it didn't freak me out. I wasn't like, oh dear lord, I have to fix this or I'm gonna die. It was very low key, and I very much enjoy that. It's been pretty stress-free so far. We could probably... I need to not overbuild on my nanite. There we go. But yeah, very stress-free. I don't... Oh, sweet, there's some birds. Oh, they're birds. Pterodactyls, they're going into the caves. That's cool. That was a cool little thing.
Okay, I'm back. What did I miss?
You missed one of those pterodactyl flocks going all into the cave.
Oh, I love
tunnels.
those guys.
That was really cool looking. But yeah, someone had said, yeah, Nazarog was like, do you agree that the game doesn't have a lot of tension to it? And I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah,
feel stressed at all.
There's so much more game here. It's yeah, I mean, it's definitely you've played only the first campaign mission so far, and it is a fairly easy mission, and it guides you toward setting up a viable colony, but definitely the missions get more challenging as the campaign ensues. A lot of them will be very stressful. In fact, you play Tanari Glacier, and the protesters are out there right at the start with their little protest holograms,
that's nice.
screaming at you, and so right off the bat, you got to fix a colony that's busted. So yeah, and there's also 7 different difficulty settings.
That's true. I am playing on normal, so that is something to consider.
One of the things I should really mention about this game is our audio system. It was created by Alexander Brandon, who did the audio for the original Unreal Tournament.
Okay.
And has done a ton of sound design and composition work in the industry. And essentially, he designed this. It's a really awesome music system, and so essentially we have a danger track that'll fade in, and you can really hear it. The dynamic music system when the shit really starts to hit the fan.
Yeah.
You can tell in music, and it gets very pulse pounding.
Mm-hmm. For sure. That sounds lots of fun. Okay, so I've noticed here that I didn't have in the last mission. We have a scrubber drone hub. Are we going to have to worry about creep infection on this map?
Yes, creep infections. Eventually, you will probably have to worry about creep infections once your colony gets big enough. Every map has the creep that can attack you, but it's not scripted. It's pretty much random. It's more likely to happen with a larger colony. In fact, on the Venar mission, you unfortunately just went back to the main menu right before you were going to get the objective to build a scrubber drone station, and then you would have had creep spores attacking you just at that point.
Oh, very nice.
So
yeah.
I'm sorry we missed it.
No, it's all right.
So
it's
on
all
this
right.
map, because it's not scripted, it's not guaranteed. I can't guarantee that we will see creep spores.
Okay.
On this map, but hopefully if we play long enough, we'll see them.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I was like, oh no, did I really just hit the? Is there an autosave? Oh no, there isn't. But that's all right because we get to go move on.
We're strongly considering it. So.
So one thing I do want to mention, when you upgrade, there is upgrade differences, which I really like, is really cool. That kind of went along sort of with the variations, which is what I thought he was talking about earlier. But he was talking about like literal variations in buildings. But as you can see right here, like I have a tier 1 farm versus a tier 2 farm, and you can obviously just see the difference between the two of them. I like it. I like it a lot. Build a second construction drone hub. So it seems like I could probably build pretty much anywhere over in this little oasis. So I may stick to this oasis. And there's those bird pterodactyl things coming out of the caves again. So we're going to build a construction drone hub over here. Life support. I need to upgrade my habitat because we need to reach a population of 50. Staying on top of my storage deposit today with this mission. Got a drone hub. Awesome.
And have you seen those flying creatures around here? Sure hope they're friendly.
Really liking it. Liking the day cycles.
Awesome.
Are there day-night cycles?
Yeah, winter is essentially night.
Okay, that makes sense. Makes
like
complete
a
sense.
really long night.
Totally makes sense. Okay, so new mission objective: acquire up the cargo pod in the fertile. Okay, I gotcha. I'm glad I built my construction pod right there. It's very convenient. Air quality is at 99%. I like that. People are happy. Not doing too shabby so far. Cargo pod acquired. Awesome. Now, what is gold? I'm assuming once we build a chemical plant, I saw jewelry. So I'm assuming that's what gold will be used for. Do we get gold on the map?
Yeah, there's some maps that have gold deposits on them.
Nice.
I can't remember if gold can be turned into jewelry or not. I'll have to check that.
Yeah, I just remember, I think I saw in the chemical plant, it was one of the things, I saw a ring. I saw like a diamond ring.
Yeah,
so.
You can manufacture jewelry, and gold is generally used as a trade resource.
Okay. Just raw gold.
Yep.
Okay. We'll put my trade hub here. And And then upgrade my habitat to the final form, and then probably build another habitat. Okay, so here's another question. You have your habitats in your different tiers. Is it worth it to build tier 3 at the start, or is it more cost effective to start at 1 and then upgrade to 3?
Yeah, it's generally, it's actually the same cost total,
Okay.
right? You can build a tier 3 right off the bat, or you can start with a tier 1 and then upgrade to a tier 3. It's going to be the same amount of total nanites,
Okay.
but you usually have more flexibility starting off with a tier 1.
Okay.
Because that way you can decide whether or not you want to go to the next tier.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense, because otherwise you would have to just recycle that tier 3 and lots of issues there. Okay, so what's going on here? No powered construction drones in range. Aha. Try not to do too aggressive expansion, but I need to get to that geothermal vent over here. Because for some reason I really don't want to expand over here, but I feel it may be worthwhile. There looks to be some Is it potash?
Potash.
Potash.
Yeah, it's
Potassium
It's
salt.
potassium salt, yep.
Very nice. And what does that do?
So that's used at your farms to accelerate your cultivation.
Very nice. Okay. And so does it do that automatically? Would there be a setting that
there's
I
a
would
little
need?
checkbox, and so each individual farm you
I
can
see
say
that.
whether or not it uses potash. So you just click the checkboxes, and that'll gradually use potash out of your inventory.
Yeah, I see that. It's a 40% bonus. That's a pretty drastic bonus. So I would imagine, especially, you'd probably want to do that. Get to a potash deposit decently quick. Are there gonna, like you said, that there would be like super quick, time limited things? Would there be anything food wise that you would need to do as a mission objective where it would be beneficial to seek after that potash super quick and then build farms?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You know, that'll really help you in a lot of missions.
Yeah, I'll have to remember that. Let's see, let's build another geothermal. Start at tier 1. We have new mission objectives: exchange gold for 400 corn and build an air filter or an air intake. I do need to worry about air management. Build it right there. Okay, so now I need my my mine. How do I find, I don't remember how. Is it resource? Is there a resource overlay that shows me where all of the different minerals are?
Yes. Yep.
There it is.
Resources
Aha.
overlay. Yep.
Okay, so there might be gold on this map, or do I need to build corn? Is that what they're asking?
Yeah, I don't think you should have gotten gold already when you it was in that cargo pod.
Oh,
that you
that's
picked
true.
up. It was out in the middle of that fertile area.
So let's go over here to trade. Here we go, 20 gold for 200 corn. Okay. Yeah, and I think we got like 100 gold or something like that, so we'll be good. Gonna upgrade my drones. Water seems to be okay, our storage is okay, our food is not, so we need to build, I'm gonna build a greenhouse. Melons. Melons grow well in the desert, or at least in this little oasis, so that's what we'll do. And then I think I may do a little bit of an expansion over here, because I really want to get after that potash now. Like, you've made me want it.
Awesome.
Come on, build that construction zone. Drone. There we go. And then we'll build right there. Sweet. He's building that up, and then... So essentially, your construction drones are how you expand your city. Like, that's really the
Yes.
only way that you're going to be able to do that.
Yeah,
Makes
that's
sense.
correct.
Makes sense. Energy battery. Let's build that on the backside here, away from everything. But you're also going to have to balance air quality out here. But of course, so here's another thing. I build that construction drone hub, does my air quality affect the drone hub, and will it affect the mines? Like, is there an issue with that, or is it only going to be
Not
really
not
with populated
yeah,
areas?
not directly. Certainly air quality is one of the things that influence your colonists, right?
Right.
And you've got workers at both of those buildings, and if your workers are really unhappy, that'll make them less productive, right?
Okay.
So if air quality gets really horrible, they're going to be very unhappy. That'll lower their productivity, and then they'll start protesting, and then they'll be less efficient, and then that'll make everything even less productive.
Everything just snowballs.
Yeah, everything can really start to snowball if you're not careful.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I wanted to make sure, because like I'm building this expansion out, and I know that I'm probably going to have to build a small little population, at least a habitat out here in the middle. And so I probably will have to focus then on air quality and things of that nature. Here come those little pterodactyl bird things. Just take a look at them. Oh, they're pretty cute. Yeah, I like those little dudes. Do you plan on, and I know this isn't a high priority for me at all, but maybe for other people, do you plan on implementing other wildlife into it?
Yes, we hope to. I can't make any specific promises.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a whole bunch of different possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And by the way, thank you, Nazarok, for coming by and for being active in the chat. So that way we can get some really good answers and feedback in.
So a lot of it just comes down to, how would they fit in with the gameplay, or would they just be eye candy? What's the best thing to dedicate our very limited resources to?
Right.
We want space goats, space cows,
I'll take space cows.
customizable space elephants. What do we want?
I'll take space cows. Sounds good to me. So let's actually just... are there hotkeys kind of implemented? Like, for instance, like I just built this expansion, and I want to recycle all of it. Does delete do that for me? Is there a way?
That's a good question. Okay, so there's no hotkey currently for recycling. We should probably add that one. There's a ton of other hotkeys though.
Yeah, I mean, I know like R brings up my inventory.
Yep.
Trade. I've got population. All sorts of stuff.
Yeah, so T is trade, R is colony control panel, Q and E rotate the camera clockwise and counterclockwise, Y is repair, U is upgrade, M is to open the current mission objective, C, the C button switches you to the surveillance camera mode.
That's right.
Yep.
That looks really cool, by the way.
It's always fun to pop into that every now and then.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. F and home also both take you home. There's also H that brings up the aggregate happiness panel.
Yeah, so definitely lots of... Yeah, to me, there's always usually a hotkey for delete because I tend to screw up things a lot. And with me being so OCD, it's nice for me to have a hotkey for that.
Sure. Hey, do you have any workers at that second construction drone station that's all the way out there?
I don't. I have one.
Okay.
And so I just built a habitat. You'll probably see that in about 10 seconds.
Yep, I see it.
Yep. And so, so that's exactly... I mentioned earlier that's what I was going to have to do, and I'm actually just going to go ahead and preemptively strike a air quality over there since it's so far from everything else. And then I'm actually my intent was to drop the potash mine there, and then actually see if I could harvest this other potash mine. And then I'll probably build another nanite processor because I got more than enough metals coming in. See, everything's it's going pretty smooth so far. Again, we're playing on normal, so don't expect anything else at the moment. Build quinoa. Where is it? Nope, that's barley. There's quinoa. But yeah, this definitely provided more of a challenge. I'm having to think more abstractly in where I want to place stuff because not everything is just within range. I can't build water everywhere. I can't build certain buildings in certain places. And
yep.
I like it. One water. There we go. We'll do that. And I should probably build another farm because I need to build food income. Oh, never mind. Just did it. I guess. That works. Oh, wow. That water pump bumped me way up in terms of water. Oh, never mind. It kind of fluctuated. And no problem, Nazarok. I'm glad I was able to stream it. I'm glad that there wasn't like a specific time that I had to do this in or something like that, because it just makes... I like being able to stream and upload whenever I can and whenever I want to. Oops, I built way too many nanites, or way too many buildings way too fast.
A new mission.
New mission, build a research center. Research center is right there. Go ahead and build that right about there. So far, so good, though, I feel. Let's see, what's my happiness at? People are pretty darn happy, minus this guy. No power. Oh, because I see what I did. Whoops. I always think that the crop fields are part of the building, but they're actually not.
Right.
So that water pump wasn't connected.
Yeah, I'll look into that and whether we can support that. We might want to change the way that works.
Alright, new missions available. 4 geothermal generators. Wow, that's a lot. I guess I am pretty close already. There's 2 right there, so that would be pretty efficient to just build out there. That probably means I'll need a habitat center. Yeah, and it looks like I'm going to have to build another construction drone place as well. Just build it right there.
Hey, what's up?
Where? There we go. Habitat tier 1. Well, actually, let's see. I don't plan on going much further out there. At least not for this stream. And 36 nanites. We'll do that and then let them build up again. Export 150 quinoa. I guess we don't have enough. Is that what it is? Quinoa, quinoa, quinoa. We have plenty of quinoa. I don't know what they're talking about.
So
oh, you
what's
can
going
only
on?
do one thing. It appears I can only do one contract at a time.
Yeah, it's 1 per trade hub.
Oh, so you can have multiple trade hubs.
Correct.
I gotcha. That makes sense. And then build another geothermal at that point. And then we'll have to kind of chill out for a little bit while we let our nanites build up.
Yep.
Bump up the speed to ×8 speed for just a little bit. Let's see. Anything else we need to be working on? Food could probably be good, be better. Could always use more nanites.
We have some thoughts.
Build 4 additional buildings. Where's my trade? There we go. I missed it. Trade hub. 36 nanites. We don't need it right now. We'll be all right. Could go ahead and upgrade these though. %57% faster conversion. Now, are there any drugs that have an immediate, like, positive and negative effect? Like, is there a, like, it'll heighten one thing and lower another?
Yeah, not currently. Not
Okay.
currently.
I just wonder, like, if it, I don't know, like, if it's something like it increases worker production, but at the same time increases crime or something like that.
Right, right. Yeah, that's worth considering. We're going to be doing another balancing pass on the enhancers this week, so I'll take a look at that.
All right, sweet. Because like you said, once you run out of the drugs, there's that withdrawal syndrome.
Right.
But inherently, I feel there would probably be some negative effects as they're using it. But it's the future. You can always just say that. It's the future. There are no negative effects to drugs unless you don't use them.
Exactly.
Alright, pretty sweet. Okay, we are nanites. Maybe build another nanite production plant. Which one is it? I feel like I should know this. Where is it?
Yeah, it's under the mines submenu.
There it is. I knew that.
Yeah. Yeah, we should probably change the icon for that.
There we go. Bumps it up just a little bit. We need to win a referendum, which shouldn't be too hard. I'm going to build some pleasing structures to get that working. We could build a big park. That'd be really cool. Liquid Electron looks fantastic. It really does. And I've never had a park in here, so let's see how the people really like the park. Crisis detected. What is this madness? Oh, air quality. Whoopsie daisy.
Your air quality seems fine.
It's over here
From
where
what
my
I can
2
see.
geothermal plants are.
Oh, it's just part of your colony. Yep.
Yeah. When it's enough to stop my ×8 speed, I have to pay attention to it, I guess. So am I done with... I'm not done exporting 20 gold. Oh, I see. I got it. I think I was done. It just continually will export until we don't have anything left, and that was the issue.
Yeah, it depends on the trade contract. Some of them will end, once you've, fulfilled the contract, and some of them just run continuously.
We'll build a tier 3 there.
I've consulted with the inhabitants of
Let's see. Referendum update. Place you at 82% of the vote. They're complaining about air quality, law and order, and adequate health care. So I suppose that's something I could work on. If I felt like it. And then I built those potash mines, but I have not been using them. Very much a rookie mistake. So we'll click on these guys, and we will vastly increase our farm output.
Yeah, and you can upgrade your farms too. If they're not at
that's
tier
right.
3, I would
Man,
put them up to tier 3 as soon as you can.
Again, sometimes I'm on top of it, and other times I just flat out forget.
Hi, boss. I've compiled some feedback to help guide you in the upcoming
One with
referendum.
83% of the vote. That's what I like to hear.
Nice.
Good job, us. A trade vessel has arrived. Yes, I will do that. Let's see, are we fully upgraded? We are, sweet. Making plenty of food, we have plenty of water. We need to export 200 potash. I like calling it potash, I'm sorry. Potash.
That's fine.
And or iron. And I'm sure we should have plenty of iron in here. Maybe. Maybe not. But we do have enough potash. Now I am getting close to maxing out on storage, so let's go ahead and build another storage. What is a mill? Converts and refines raw ingredients into solid foods.
I've consulted with the inhabitants of the colony, and they've given me some feedback that might help.
So what is the purpose of the mill? Like, what would be raw ingredients?
Yeah, so mill lets you just manufacture, all kinds of different stuff. You can take the various alien crops and manufacture, xenospice bread, things like that.
Oh, okay. Import 300 corn. And we're doing all sorts of things. I need to build another trade center. Another trade hub. So we'll do that.
Yeah, one of the interesting things about crop cultivation is that alien crops tend to grow a lot better on this planet because, of course, they're native to this planet. But none of them are directly edible. You have to process all of them in order to turn them into something that humans can actually eat.
Right.
Requires some chemical modification. So, starting out, you generally start off building earth crops just because they don't require any processing. But you actually get more of the alien crops per acre of farmland, and then if you process that into the various foods that you can research customized based on these alien crops, that can be a better option in the long run.
Okay.
For food generation. But it's more complicated because it requires both the farming and the cultivation.
No, that makes sense. But eventually, you are going to need. I mean, you're going to need those foreign crops, and you're going to need them for processing, anyways. So.
Yep.
Let's see. So I won the referendum, which is awesome.
Nice.
Still saying there's air quality alerts. Oh my goodness, air quality is at 79%. I can live with 79%, especially when it's out there. Okay, so we'll upgrade that just real quick. We built another trade hub. I don't need to... Okay, so things look like they... What makes things need to be repaired over time?
So there's two things. One is just gradual damage over time. Your buildings can gradually decompose, and suffer structural failures. Another is lightning strikes.
Okay.
And also the third one, dust devils.
Ah, yes, which we may or may not
haven't
experience here.
Yeah, we haven't seen any in this map yet. We may see those eventually.
That'd be fun.
And just to warn you, they do not actually, in the build that you're playing right now, they do not actually damage buildings. I'm about 90% finished the code for that.
Yeah.
So it should go in this week, and it should get in for the beta. And I apologize that right now, the Dust Devil is just eye candy.
Oh,
but
that's all right.
It'll be actually working soon, I promise.
That'll work. I'm okay with that for now. Because I don't want to see a Dust Devil tear up this gorgeous looking city I have at the moment. I might shed a couple of tears.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Alright, let's get... We need to export potash or iron. How much iron do we have? I need to figure that out. So... Iron does not appear to be in my inventory. Does that mean I have none? Or is it just something that's missing from...
Do you have iron mines, or are they all copper mines?
That's a good question. Nope, I have an iron mine.
Okay. Probably it's being processed into nans very quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, I see your little list here. Here's what you can do. This will let us show off a cool feature. If you click on your nanite processors, they should have an option as to whether or not to convert iron to copper.
Okay.
And if you turn off the option for processing from iron, then that should leave the iron in your inventory. So that
Interesting. Okay, so that means I need to find some copper mines to compensate. Which, let's see, what is that? That's an iron mine. That's an iron mine. Let's look at our resource overlay. Where did it go? There we go. That's a water pump.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you guys for following. I haven't even mentioned any of that. Let's see. Zorium. I'm not seeing any copper mines. Looks like there's only iron deposits.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
so
we
I don't have
probably
choice.
just don't have any copper on this map. Yep.
Yeah. Alright, so it looks like I don't have a choice. I just need to stop building using so many nanite processors, I guess. Or just build a lot more iron mines, I guess would be another solution. Yeah, I know you're wanting me to build that skyscraper, but I'm not ready yet, so leave me alone.